Hey guys, long time no see, continuously no see, but oh my gosh, it's been such a long time since I've posted. I'm extraordinarily excited to be back. So I've had a lot of stuff that's gone on in my life, so many changes. I mean, it's been years since I've posted consistently, and I really hope to change that. My life changed in these past couple years in a lot of like sort of chaotic transitional ways. So I was sort of up and moving around and really not able to like have the time and space and stillness to like, you know, record a video, upload it, or even like think about this stuff. And so now I actually just went through a crazy life change myself, you know. I'm changing jobs to something that's giving me way more autonomy. And, you know, from the process of me leaving that job, I really realized how toxic that workplace was. I realized how much it was and would have continued to inhibit my ability to grow in that environment. And I'm in a really specific career field. I'm a mental health therapist. So I'm really trying to perfect my skills and grow as a person, and specifically a therapist. And it just seemed like in that workplace they didn't really value me for who I was. They valued, you know, the money I was able to bring in, maybe my willingness to see a lot of different people. But anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself, or I'm just rambling at this point. But this is all just to say that, you know, I didn't even really realize how restrictive of an environment it was until I tried to leave. I just tried to put in my 2 weeks notice last week. They fired me instantly, you guys. And as a therapist, this is kind of abnormal because we're not really supposed to just like leave our jobs and abandon all our clients. So it was such a disheartening way to leave. It was something that made me realize, you know, I'm glad I got out now instead of, you know, years down the line when I've had maybe some of these clients for so long that, you know, I'm basically just glad that I got out when I did. And so that's inspired today's reading. The topic for today's reading. It's basically, what energy in your life currently is keeping you from getting where you want to be, from getting where you could be, from getting where maybe you don't even know that you could be, but in the future it's ultimately where you want to end up. What energy is in your life right now that, you know it or not, is keeping you from reaching your full potential? And of course this is inspired by what I just went through. And so here, what we have for you guys are actually 3 different earrings that I myself personally made. This is one of the hobbies that I took up in this couple year break that I had from reading tarot. And so we have these 3 groups for you, these 3 different earrings I've made. This is group 1, this is group 2, and this is group 3. So I'll try to give you guys a little bit of a close-up. 1, group 2, and group 3. And of course the plan in the future is for me to have a little website that I have all of these earrings and stuff like already uploaded onto. But like for now, if any of you have any like strong willingness to buy any of these, just leave a comment and I'll connect with you. But these are the piles. Whichever one you feel like you resonate with, whatever that means. If it's an earring you would personally wear, maybe you wouldn't wear any of them, but maybe it's the earring that, maybe you like the gem on it or something, or the colors or the style, or just maybe you saw something like it recently, or just anyone that you connect with. So I'll see you guys in your piles, and I'm going to get started with pile number 1. I just had this tissue out so you guys could see them better because of the carpet's pattern. So here's our pile number 1. Okay, guys, so we're just gonna literally hop in it. Like, I'm gonna just shuffle these cards and ask my spirit guides and yours what energy is blocking pile 1. A card wanted to come out instantly. Multiple cards wanted to come out instantly. There's a lot of energy. There's a lot of chaotic energy. I did just finish my coffee though, so let's see if it's me or if it's you guys, okay? So like, what energy is blocking pile number 1 from being what they want to be, what they could be? Oh my god, the 10 of Cups. So instantly, you know what I'm getting? Guys, this is something that you don't think it's blocking you. You think that this is something that's adding to you. And you know what it looks like? It looks like it's something that probably is adding to you. Probably in certain parts of your life. But it looks like, obviously, it's taking away something else. But let's see what that is. Maybe it could be something related to family, too. We got the Ace of Pentacles. Do some of you guys, like, work with your family members? Maybe some of you guys have some sort of, financial situation that's really intertwined with your familial situation. And that could actually be like kind of bogging you guys. My god, I just said bogging you guys down and then this came up. The 10 of Wands. So you guys, this is sort of beautiful symmetry that I'm seeing right now. So you have the 10 of Cups, the Ace of Pentacles, and the 10 of Wands. You have a 10, a 1, and a 10. So immediately, this thing, whatever it is, it's something you've given so much to for a while, because I'm not even seeing a beginning or an end. I'm just seeing like 10 of 10, you've just been giving so much for so long to this thing. So that's what's making me feel like maybe it's a family situation, maybe it's a friendship type situation, maybe this is like you and your spouse or significant other or partner or anything are in some sort of business agreement, and maybe it's like actually something that you're wanting to get out of, or maybe it's something that you've been second guessing, or maybe it's something that you've been just thinking like there could be something else, there could be something more, there could be something different. And maybe I don't know if you're worried about bringing it up to them, or if you have maybe already suggested things like this and they've been very resistant or defensive. Because with Ace of Pentacles, it seems like maybe you have offered something, maybe you have brought this up, maybe you've tried to venture outwards, Maybe this is even just something like you're where you work right now. Maybe it's somewhere, a place that was, founded by a friend, or maybe your friend works there, or your friend connected you to that work environment. And so it's a place right now that you're feeling really, like you're feeling like the boundaries are just a little bit blurred. But you're also, like, I think that it's, it's true, the boundaries are blurred, because, like, look at this also, like the 10 of Cups, like, you guys have gotten your fill out of this situation, and that's like both a positive thing and maybe like a sign that it could be time to move on. It seems like you guys have gotten your 10 of Cups out of this situation. Maybe you guys have gotten the money, you've gotten the experience, maybe you guys could get like the positive work references and stuff out of this situation to move on to what's ultimately better for you. But I mean, with the 10 of Cups and the 10 of Wands sandwiching this Ace of Pentacles, it looks like you've given a lot of emotional energy. You've received a lot of emotional energy. You've received a lot in return, but ultimately at the end, you've also, you feel really depleted right now. This 10 of Wands, that's something, 10 is the completed, there's no, it goes into the, whatever it's called, like the oh my god, what's it called? Like the suits, or no, the like Queens, Pentacles, pages, after the 10, because the 10 is completion. That's like the most, the highest number that I think the minor arcana or whatever go up to. So, this is someone who's completely worn out, but this is also someone who's seen the potential of something else. That's someone who's worn out currently where they are. I'm gonna get some more. So with the Chariot, I'm seeing that, like, there are choices, these two dual figures. There's something, maybe you guys have literally had something, like, come in. Like, maybe you guys have literally had, like, someone else that you've wanted to collaborate with. Maybe you guys have, like, networked and made something, like, a really positive connection. And, maybe you guys are currently at a standstill. Oh my god, and as I said that, look at what I got. So it looks like you guys may be currently at a standstill. And I love how it's the Ace of Pentacles and then the Two of Pentacles, like, these cards are beautiful. Spirit is beautiful, the way that they line things up. Mwah. But yeah, right now it looks like you're juggling the decision. And the thing is, I don't know, like, are you gonna have to decide with this? And the Page of Cups just jumps out. So the Page of Cups tells me, like, maybe not. The Page of Cups isn't like a super strong, sure, secure energy, so it doesn't seem like there's like a strong yes or no answer to that question of, like, maybe there would be a way moving forward with both of these opportunities. Maybe you'd be able to have the Two of Pentacles, and instead of having to, like, choose one over the other, maybe you'd be able to continue juggling the Two of Pentacles. But I think that it is going to require some, like, emotional vulnerability. You're gonna have to talk to some people. You're going to have to maybe be quite honest with some people. Maybe you have, like, a difference of heart. Maybe you have a different field that you're interested in going in, like a different career path that you envision for yourself. Maybe there's even just something going on in your life, like some health issues, maybe just some, like, emotional stressors, maybe just something that's, like, causing you to need a change of scenery right now. But so let's get some enlighten up oracle cards. I'm sorry, I got distracted by the fact that I keep thinking, like, is this going to be recorded upside down? I'm really worried, because I'm recording it upside down right now. I absolutely am. I'm just so concerned that I'm not going to be able to turn it the right way. But, let's not worry about that right now. Let's cross that bridge when we get there. So pile 1 spirit guides, and my spirit guides. Whoever would like to chime in of unconditional love, what's some advice right now? Like, what do they have to keep in mind when navigating just, like, this energy? Because it seems like there's something good that they have in their life now, but it seems like they've also been thinking about something else. Trust. So it looks like Spirit wants you to, I guess, trust, like, absolutely whatever emotion it is that comes up for you, especially when hearing my words throughout this reading. Like, what came up for you? Was it defensiveness for your current space? And then, like, let's analyze that defensiveness. Okay, are you defensive? Like, no, I like where I'm at right now. And is that because, like, it really is filling you up? And, like, do you really not want to leave? And if so, that's completely fair. But is the defensiveness because you're, like, instead just maybe not entirely comfortable thinking that this situation not even is bad, but just that there's a better situation out there for you, or that there could be? I think you really are being called to trust whatever feelings are coming up for you in this. And look at this ego. trust whatever feelings are coming up for you in this. And also, like remember ego for everyone, not just you, but also for others, you know? Like if there are friends involved in your current workspace, if there are family involved, and if they have an upsetting reaction to you wanting to maybe leave this current situation, go somewhere else, you know, maybe this is even like a living situation now that I'm thinking about it. You know, especially with the Chariot, maybe this is a living situation that you guys are wanting to leave. You know, I think that could absolutely be the case. And so I think with whatever it is, you know, like just remember like the ego involved in it. Like some people's feelings are probably going to get hurt. And that's not really your responsibility. And you know what? Like, your feelings getting hurt are your responsibility, but like sort of the part that's your responsibility is being able to navigate those feelings being hurt in a healthy way, instead of like, you know, maybe defensively sticking your feet in the ground or digging your heels in and staying at this job out of spite or maybe determination or any other ego-driven thing. You know, maybe instead just let's try to look at it a little bit more objectively. Let's try to stand back, you know, trust all of the feelings that we have and really examine the situation. And it could be a situation we want to stay in, and that's okay. But it looks like whatever this is, there are some things that maybe you haven't yet completely admitted to yourself about this situation. And that's okay. It takes a while. It's hard. But it looks like that may be itself something that's causing you to not live up to your potential. Just the fact that maybe there are these thoughts or feelings or emotions about a certain situation in your life that you are resisting thinking those negative thoughts about. And maybe you're thinking, you know, those are just negative thoughts. Let's think the positive things. But from this energy that I'm getting, it looks like you're almost trying to invalidate the negative thoughts you have, or almost trying to push them under the rug so they're not even there to see. And it looks like that, pushing that under the rug, is what's keeping you from, you know, leveling up in whatever, work, home. You know, maybe this is personal relationships. Maybe this is a personal relationship that's, you know, maybe run its course. Maybe this is a friend who is kind of possessive and unwilling for you to make other friends. But whatever it is, there's some energy, some personal energy that's keeping you tied to this situation. And this situation, the tie you have to it right now, it's not allowing you to expand and feel out other situations. And I think that there's a part of you that's really thinking about wanting to expand. And I think you're denying yourself even thinking about that. And I think that's sort of just the major work you gotta do now. But pile one, this is what I had for you. I hope you enjoyed that reading. If you do, please like or subscribe. It would be immensely helpful, especially because I've had, you know, my good little time off from YouTube. So, you know, the algorithm, my numbers definitely dwindling, definitely have dwindled. So would immensely appreciate any help. But regardless, please, I wish you guys the absolute best. You know, just, I wish you guys the easiest time navigating this. Oh my god, I'm tearing up. I wish you guys the easiest time navigating this, and I also wish you guys, though, like the best ultimate outcome from whatever situation this is for you, whatever that means for you. So thank you guys. I'll see you next time. Hey, pile number 2. Okay, so we are going to get a read on what exactly is keeping you from reaching your full potential. So, let's see. Pile 2, spirit guides, my spirit guides. What energy is keeping pile 2 from reaching their full potential? Oh, I had a bit of hair stuck in the tarot cards. You know, I don't know if any of you guys resonate with that. Maybe you guys have some big unruly hair. I'm saying that because that's sort of me in my situation. That's why my hair was caught in there. But maybe you guys just are the type of people to also just shed. You know, maybe you guys just have a lot of hair going around. And you know what else I'll say? This earring. I love this earring. It's probably my chosen earring. I love a big, bold statement earring. That's also a little like edgy, but because it's so big, I'm sure that hair would most certainly get stuck in that earring. So isn't that thoughtful? Or isn't that a coincidence? Okay, so we've got some energy coming out. So what is it that's blocking you? Oh my gosh, so the Queen of Cups, the Wheel of Fortune, the Three of Swords. So right now what I'm getting is, the first thing I wanted to say is that this is like, I think it could be your own energy that's blocking you. Or it seems like something that you are sort of really up to is blocking you. This could be, I don't know. Could this be a relationship? Could this be something that maybe you're not actually quite doing completely right in a relationship? You know, because when I mean like, or when I said it's like an energy with you, I sort of was meaning like this is a very much an internal thing, you know, something that's limiting your potential. Okay, it seems like you. You know what so I think it was probably way too, way too minimizing to just say, you know, it's something that you're doing wrong in relationships. It seems like this is, you know, maybe this is actually some big negative behavioral pattern that you actually have in relationships. So I'll say the Wheel of Fortune for me in this deck especially is probably the most significant card actually. So this deck that I'm using right now is extraordinarily personal to me, something that my mom actually gifted to me. She's not like a really big spiritual person. She was raised really Catholic, but she gave me this deck. And I really connected with it during the pandemic, which happened to be a time of immense spiritual, personal, emotional growth for me as a person, a lot of others as well. Growth, but also turmoil, I'll say. And the Wheel of Fortune was a card that sort of haunted me during that time in my life. And if you see, it's like it's actually like really bent right here. It's the only card that has that sort of like indentation in it, because it was just so used. It came out so much in that time period, and I actually began tearing up during this. So these are other cards that came out. So we have the Four of Wands and we have the Justice card. And so what I'm feeling right now is I'm feeling a lot of really big emotions. I'm feeling a lot of really big emotions, but also a lot of isolation. I'm feeling a lot of love and a lot of wanting to lean on others and feel supported, and a lot of brightness. And I'm almost feeling the energy of the sun, but I'm also just, feeling this energy of isolation and of not really being able to have that type of support or feel that type of support, or there's just maybe some situation that hadn't been making you feel supported. And it seems like maybe with the Justice card, there's some sort of, I want to say, like moral dilemma almost with this situation. Let's get another card. So with pile 2, let me first clarify the question that I want to ask. So it seems like a personal relationship or just something in your life, or some big internal conflict or internal behavioral pattern that you have. Like, maybe you have a certain attachment style, or maybe you're the type of person who like really needs to be like doing something at all times, or like maybe it just seems like there's some level of emotional heaviness in your life that's sort of maybe coming to a head right now, or coming to your realization. You're realizing it because there isn't that support in something. It seems like maybe you put yourself in a situation, and I don't want to say that in a blaming way, but I guess I want to say it in a way of like, it seems like maybe right now you're realizing some real big like behavioral or personal relationship patterns that you have yourself that are actually like preventing you from like doing whatever it is. This could be making friends, this could be having relationships, this could even just be like, it's keeping you from feeling like you yourself are worthy of something inherently, instead of just, you having some conditional task assigned to you that will then like give you worth. It seems like there's some realization that you're having, or there's some behavior or some pattern or some learned thing that is now like a part of how you operate. And I just keep looking at the Wheel of Fortune, like just the cycle that it has. It seems like maybe you're really just realizing now that, you could be stuck in some really like negative cycle that's, maybe just because of some of these things, these behaviors that you have. And if I were, I don't know if you listen to the intro, I'm a therapist actually, you guys. So as my therapist self, I want to say, if you have a lot of these behavioral or relationship issues, where they came from, probably like learned things from like childhood or like something like that. So I'm not even saying this is your fault. I'm just saying like, 2 + 2 = 4. I'm saying maybe you're seeking out negative people in relationships, and maybe those negative people are bringing negativity into your life. Or, maybe you're unable to stand up for like the right compensation or salary or like benefits in the workplace, so you just keep putting yourself in like workplaces that just absolutely like drain you. I do sort of feel like this is more of like a relationship, emotional, like maybe a home life type thing though, but like I just feel like there's some behavioral pattern that you have that was absolutely learned, but it's also wherever it was learned from, maybe now you are recreating those cycles, it seems. the Queen of Swords. So you have the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Swords right there. And then Page of Wands. So that's really interesting, because what I was going to say with the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Swords right there is, you know, I guess my first instinct with that was like, you know, the Queen of Cups, a really sensitive person. The Queen of Swords, someone who is absolutely going to stand up for what they need and what they want, and they'll advocate for themselves verbally. But you know what, I was sort of thinking, you know, like I'm not sure if that's exactly the energy that we're needing right now, you know? I feel like maybe the Page of Wands is sort of the energy that you're needing. You know, maybe the Queen of Swords, I think, is good for the clarity, the understanding, the closure. But I also think that maybe some of these past patterns you were in, they could have been quite negative. And I think that the Queen of Swords, if you let yourself embody too much of her energy, you will still sort of fall back into this wheel. I'm almost seeing it as like a cycle, like Queen of Cups, Wheel of Fortune, Three of Swords, Four of Wands, Justice, and then Queen of Swords again, and then the Queen of Swords becomes Queen of Cups, and it starts all over again. And I feel like the way to break out of it would be the Page of Wands. And the Page of Wands is someone who, you know, look at him with his head down. He's going to be a little bit more non-conspicuous. He is not going to, you know, put up a strong fight. Maybe he'll say his piece and he'll leave, but he's not going to be, you know, really strongly verbally advocating for himself. He's going to be a little bit more contemplative, a little bit more inward. And it seems like that's what you're being called to be right now, a little bit more thinking about yourself and your own behaviors and your patterns. And if I honestly had to, like, you know, give you a card that isn't here, I feel like the Page of Wands is like really giving me Hermit energy right now. You know, I feel like you're being called to walk away and be a little bit more insular. But we're gonna give you some advice with the Enlighten Up Oracle card deck. So pile number 2, what should they keep in mind during this transition? You know, like, or during this period right now, because it seems like maybe there's some big behavioral or relationship patterns that they've had, that they've learned, and it looks like it's related to maybe home life, maybe family life, friendship. It seems like maybe your sense of friendship and family are really intertwined, like those senses of intimacy are like almost one and the same for you. Your friends could very much be like family for you. And you know, it seems like maybe there's some sort of like, you know, either just like negative attachment, toxic relationship, or just something that you sort of yourself have had a hand in orchestrating. And so ask, joy, and ask. So it seems like with joy, I'm getting personal joy. I'm getting self-care and self-love. And so I think that's probably this Hermit energy. With ask, though, I'm getting, you know, that is what the Queen of Swords should be. You know, you should be communicating. You should be asking. You should, if you maybe, for example, are starting to realize, hey, I have a negative behavioral pattern of like seeking out people who aren't going to willingly give me validation or willingly like affirm me as their friend or their partner or whatever, you know, asking for that validation, asking for that affirmation. And then if they're not able to live up to it, if they're not able to give that to you after you do explicitly ask, then walk away. Because this energy is almost of like, it seems like you yourself are inadvertently, accidentally setting yourself up for failure with some of these things that you do. And by failure, I mean you're just setting yourself up to like not be met with the things that you want to be met with. So maybe you're really wanting validation, but maybe you are accidentally seeking out these people that are a little bit less emotionally available. And so, okay, like maybe we probably have really big feelings for them and we love them. So let's give them the opportunity to be more emotionally available, you know, let's see if they're up for some of the challenge. But also, you know, I think you're being called to return some of that energy to yourself, find some more of that personal sense of self-joy, because I think once you reconnect with that, you yourself, you know, and what brings you joy, I think that'll make it a lot easier to figure out and pick through the people in your life, especially, that are helping you elevate that sense of joy instead of detract from it. You know, if you spend a really great day connecting with yourself, feeling super confident, then you hang out with your friend or your boyfriend or partner or whoever, who then at the end of it, you end up feeling like a shitty person, or you end up feeling like terrible. That's what you're being called to reflect on right now. You're being called to talk to yourself, talk to them. Also talk to yourself though about that. Admit what you want for yourself and what you don't want for yourself. Okay, pile number 2, that is what I have for you. Thank you very much for watching. Guys, I would really appreciate it if you liked, commented, subscribed. I have been away from this channel for a hot second, and so the algorithm is not working in my favor, guys. And that's okay, you know, like, they don't have to, but like, I would really appreciate it if you guys did like this, if you could, you know, help it, or as in, like, if you appreciated this reading, if you could support it a little bit, whatever that way that means for you. Commenting too. Okay, let's go on to pile number 3. Hey, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. This is going to be all about who or what is inhibiting your potential in your life. Hey guys, if the lighting looks a little different, it's because it's hours later. Oh my goodness, I've been through an entire lifetime today since doing the other 2 piles, if I'm being honest. So I feel like this one's gonna be a doozy, you know. I feel like I had to sort of like stop, take a break, have all of life happen, and then resume for a reason. Look, literally, as I cut the deck to like shuffle the cards, the Tower, of course. Yeah, sorry about the shadows and everything, but it's nighttime now. But I guess that's kind of the energy I have for this reading. But spirit guides, my spirit guides, pile 3 spirit guides, tell us, you know, what is in the way? What's in the way of pile 3 from reaching whatever potential they want to reach? These 2 cards came out like that. Flip them over. The 2 of Coins and the Page of Cups. That's interesting because both of those cards came out for the first pile. So maybe you guys like felt a little bit drawn to pile number 1. But so with 2 of Coins and Page of Cups, immediately it looks like maybe there's a new opportunity or a new adventure, something waiting for you that you've been thinking about. Maybe it's something that sort of very much goes against like your current routine or the life you have set up for yourself right now. Like, you know, the 2 of Pentacles is giving me the vibe of like, yeah, you're having to choose right now. And it seems like the Page of Cups is something that's like, you know, the new energy, the maybe a little bit more exciting energy for something that you have on your radar. And I'm not sure exactly what this is, you know, this could, or, you know, what area of your life this relates to. It could be work, it could be relationships. I'm not getting a lot of that specific energy, and honestly, that's not the biggest part of this reading. The biggest part of this reading is just sort of guiding everyone to the energy in their life that is sort of keeping them at a standstill. And so I guess right now, like immediately the message that I'm getting is like right now just your indecision is what's keeping you at a standstill. It seems like what's keeping you from moving forward, maybe yourself, maybe intentionally. Maybe there's something that you're not really wanting to choose between the Hierophant, and then there are these two people right here at his feet. And he's governing over them. And the Hierophant is like a very spiritual person. It's like a spiritual leader, someone who's, it's like, gosh, like, I was gonna say the Emperor meets the High Priestess. And of course the High Priestess is like the Hierophant's counterpart, but like the Hierophant is kind of like a more masculine, obviously, version of the High Priestess. And so like that energy is there, the mystical energy, the spiritual energy is there, but also there's like some level of like commitment to tradition and routine and history. And so it seems like maybe right now what you're juggling is history, or maybe something fresh, you know, something old and something new. Maybe this is like, maybe you are a very spiritual person, and maybe this is like an area of your life that you feel a lot of spiritual connection and communication around. We get Page of Swords now. And so this is feeling like this is something that is very new. Or at least it's something that you have not allowed yourself to adventure far into. So, for example, like maybe you're literally interested in being a tarot reader. And maybe like right now you just have a lot of other commitments, you know, a lot of other practical things to fill your time. So you're like, I'm not gonna practice tarot, or I'm not gonna record free YouTube videos. But it seems like, gosh, it seems like this is, I guess, something that stays on your mind. Ten of Wands. This is really interesting now because Ten of Wands also came up in the the first reading, pile 1. So you guys really could be drawn to pile 1. But Ten of Wands, yeah, it seems like, gosh, you keep trudging along with your day-to-day responsibilities, and maybe there's a lot of different stuff, like a lot of different practical, reasonable reasons why you're not like, you know, being a tarot reader, or like maybe pursuing your like passion degree, or like going back to art school or something, you know, like there are a lot of practical things weighing down on you, it seems, but it also seems like those things just keep weighing down on you. They continue to. This Ten of Wands isn't even giving me an energy of it's finished. It's giving me an energy of like, honestly, like maybe there's an 11 of Wands in the mix for you, even though I know that it's like that's not a thing, that there is no 11 of Wands. That's the energy almost that you're in, of like, yeah, okay, I'll just keep trudging along with my daily responsibilities, and nothing gets easier, basically. Nothing gets better. You know, this other thing that's on your mind, this other passion of yours, this other interest of yours stays there in the background as an interest, as a passion. And it seems like you're really not maybe giving yourself the space to think about this. Oof, right as I said that, this card came out, the Four of Pentacles. So when I said you're not giving yourself the space to think about this, it seems almost like, look at this is you, and this is you and your like energy, and you're preserving your energy, and you're like only really allowing yourself to think about this relatively not so positive circumstance that you're currently in. So right now you're hoarding all of those coins, you're hoarding your energy. You're like, no, I can't give energy to this other thing I'm interested in because I have all of this energy and all these thoughts that I have to put towards, you know, my practical day-to-day responsibilities. And it seems like, honestly, it's just torturing you a little bit. Whoop. I hope that was still recording. Oh, I think it was. Sorry, my phone just gave me the notification that it's at low battery. But it seems like this energy of whatever is like overwhelming you is just continuing to do so, basically. Yeah. Any, actually right now I'm gonna get some advice cards. And you know what else this could be? Like, don't count yourself out of this reading of applying to you. If, this could be a relationship, if you're not really resonating with like the work life type thing, maybe this is a relationship where it's like you're giving all of your energy to all these other relationships, and maybe these other relationships, maybe they're not the most fulfilling, or maybe they're not fulfilling in one certain way that you're really wanting a relationship to be fulfilling in. But maybe again, like maybe these friends are like really possessive of your energy. Maybe this thing itself that you're giving all of your energy to, maybe it's like something that's like cognizant, sentient, and like telling you, yeah, keep giving all your energy to me. So this could absolutely be a relationship. This could be like a living situation, this could be anything. This it's just basically right now, this energy of pile number 3 is that you are in a situation of a lot of different roles and responsibilities for you. And it seems like that's making you feel like there's no other role or responsibility that I could feasibly bring on right now, even if it does fill me with joy. And it seems like that energy, that is what's impeding your progress. I feel like there are absolutely things you can cut from your life. There are absolutely things, like ways that you can conserve some energy. I feel like there's fat that can be trimmed in your daily schedule, it seems, especially if it means incorporating something that's so positive and so beneficial into your life. Trust that this is what's happening. Trust that this is what's happening. That was a strong statement that just immediately came out of my mouth. Trust is another thing that came out for pile number 1's recommendations or their advice. So trust that this is happening, that this energy that you think about, I think it's gonna stay there. I don't think you're gonna be able to avoid it. I don't think you're gonna be able to evade it. I think you have some innate thing in you that some need that is not met. And I think that is what this other youthful, joyful, exciting energy that you're thinking about, I think that's what that has to offer, this unmet need. And so I guess it's just saying trust the things that you think about. Trust the energy that you have and the energy that it's directed towards. Trust your wants. Trust your vision for yourself and your life. Trust that there is time, there is space, and you'd be able to make do. You also got ego. This is so interesting. Trust and ego came out for pile number 1. You also got forgiveness. So ego is that reminder of, okay, I think right now you could be in some energy of defensiveness when it comes to the energy that you have and preserving that energy, or the time that you have and preserving that energy. It seems like there's some ego-driven belief that, no, this other thing that I'm thinking about is not worth it. When in reality, even if it's just something that could like provide you with any amount of joy, that's a form of self-care. So even if this other little pentacle that you're juggling, you know, you don't have to replace something. I don't think you really have to replace something. Maybe you do, but it seems like if you do have to replace something, that thing is replaceable, you know? But it seems like whatever this other pentacle is that you're thinking about that has this energy that you need to trust in, seems like that's not going away. Seems like that's something that's not replaceable. That need that is not met, that is not replaceable. And so like you're sort of just being reminded to like take a step back and remember this, the reminder and the importance of self-care and filling your own cup from an ego-less perspective, or maybe even an ego-based perspective. And then forgiveness. I think we need to forgive yourself for the circumstances that you're in. Forgive yourself for how hard it is to juggle all of these things that you've been juggling. You need to forgive yourself for maybe any, like, I want to almost say like outbursts or reactions or missteps or mistakes you had in this process. It seems like you're burnt out. It seems like you're at a tipping point. It seems like you will only continue down this same trajectory if you continue down this path. But you're also meant to forgive yourself for when it's really hard to make that move. Because I know it's been really hard, because this 10 of Wands is different from pile number 1, because in this pile it seems like a lot of different types of considerations that have to be taken into account. A lot of different responsibilities that you have, a lot of different things on your plate. And so I understand why you've been preserving your energy for so long. I understand why you've been in the 4 of Pentacles, but, you know, forgive yourself for this. Recognize that there is an unmet need and trust that the things that are replaceable will be replaceable, but the things that are not and the needs that are not will not be. So we do have to listen to those and look at those and tend to them. But pile number 3, this is where I'm going to leave your reading. I really appreciate it, and I would really appreciate it if you guys could, you know, show me any type of support, like commenting, subscribing. I've been away from YouTube for a long time. Oh goodness me, the shit show that, the poop show that I was referencing earlier, you know, it was about my former employer, you know. It actually seems like they're trying to actively keep me from practicing as a therapist because of leaving their agency. So basically that's just a big like chaotic reason of why I especially am, you know, being pushed right now to, you know, follow my own interests and passions and alternative streams of income, because life really is unpredictable. You know, I formed personal connections with the CEO, who is now you know, charging me with these things, or I'm seeking legal action. So life is just unpredictable, and the people that you never would have expected to, you know, betray you or move a certain way, they're not afraid to do so sometimes. And, you know, honestly, sometimes it's for kind of really human, really understandable reasons. But oh gosh, I just went on a spiel, but this was just me saying, you know, any form of support, you guys, is so appreciated. And I really appreciate you guys watching, and I'm really looking forward to putting out my next video, and I'm going to absolutely be more consistent, because, this is a community that I really hope to build. I hope to build a place supportive and understanding and clear communication and sympathy, empathy, positivity, but maybe also, holding people accountable, because that's always healthy. But anyway, this is where I'll leave you. Have a great night, and I'll see you guys in the next reading. Bye.